Welcome back to the Cavecast, the uncensored show for nerds of all kinds. As always, I am joined by the great Michael B. Jordan.
I figured you might say something like that.
Okay, guys, we're just going to get right into this. This is going to be a spoiler review. There's no way we can review this movie without it in any way being spoiler filled. So if you feel like that there's something that could be spoiled from this film, and you
go away now.
Want to wait? This is your chance.
If you don't know what Space Jam is, though, really, like I don't. But still,
okay. This is what I will say is that we have not said a word about anything.
No,
the air has been very thick, and you go first.
You want me to go first?
Because I'm just it may not be that's
You
really
can't
good.
See, but I'm pouring my drink.
Yeah, he's got this liquid death water. It's awesome. Not a sponsor. And
so this movie look.
We're treading so carefully.
This is the worst thing I ever saw. Now,
really?
Okay. And I mean that because it just they really messed it up. They really messed it up. It was bad. It had some really good moments.
Mm-hmm.
I laughed. You were laughing. You know, it had
relatively consistent.
Yeah,
you know, but yeah,
I did not like the fact that first of all he looked terrible as a cartoon.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
Why they didn't leave him a fucking normal person like they did in the original?
Yeah,
in the 90s.
I don't know.
Don Cheadle was still normal, and so was this kid. Like they had the budget. And guys, this is not even because I don't like LeBron James in general. Has nothing to do with from Ohio. Like I don't give a fuck about that. But like, it didn't. Even if it wasn't LeBron James, this movie was garbage. Take him out of it.
Right.
Put another NBA star in there.
Okay.
It was bad. The plot with the whole son thing, complete turnoff. Complete turnoff. They should have just literally redone the first one. Because I guess I don't get it. Was it Space Jam 2?
Space Jam: A New Legacy. That's what it is. It is Space Jam 2, but that is the subtitle below the actual title. So A New Legacy.
I guess then maybe they were trying to like make their own story that I don't know. Regardless, it was bad. There was no. Here's the thing too, is it's also a kid's movie.
Right.
It is a kid's movie.
It was kind of weird to be like, adults watching this, because I know for a fact that if there were kids in the room, then it would be a very different, probably a different experience. But yeah, I mean, I agree. Like I tried to remember that when I was watching it, is that it's like, this is a kid's movie. So
I don't know. There was, I think with, if you're doing Space Jam, because the visuals were really cool. They got cool, and with the exception of the Toon Squad at the beginning, everything else looked great. I didn't get that whole upgrade thing. That was kind of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That irritated me when that finally happened. I'm like, oh, that's what that was.
Yeah.
Oh, just make them the same relevant as everybody else around them. That was dumb to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They were trying to be like, did it just turn off?
I don't know what's going on with it. Just keep talking.
Oh,
so if it shuts off, I'll put up a picture. I don't care. So.
No, it was one of those where everything about it just kind of, I don't know, like rubbed me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? Like it just, other than the visuals, everything else, I think it was just bad. It was bad.
I didn't hate it.
You didn't hate it?
I didn't hate it. I knew that this movie had very big potential to be god awful. I mentioned a few weeks ago when I was like, I saw a scene or like a thumbnail for a scene, and I'm like, it better not be in the movie because that is just so dumb. And it was the Porky Pig rap battle thing, and like it was just like really Porky Pig? Like, I mean, although he did have bars, so I mean, it was good, but this movie is honestly like a big fever dream. It is the excuse for Warner Brothers, to not only do something with this Space Jam title. I mean, this is the stiffs and executive thing. I mean, like, Rob Zombie was approached by Lionsgate and they were like, "Hey, Halloween, what do you think? We own the property. We want to do something with it, but we don't know what to do. So what do you think?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, I know what I would do." And then they gave him the ability to be writer and director, and the rest is history. This kind of just, I don't know, it has it tries so hard to be this up-to-date modern age Space Jam, where it's just like, I mean, like, it was very self-aware, and there was a lot of shade thrown at LeBron.
That was really funny.
It was kind of like, wow, like, this is just being a genuine movie. It's not just like, stroking his ego the whole time. It was kind of refreshing. Like that I was happy that they didn't do that.
You're absolutely right. I meant to talk about that. That is 100% true. That was funny. It was done tastefully.
Yeah.
And
with enough of a sucker punch too. It was just like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he allowed it because I've heard he's kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So that being said, it was good, and it was kind of refreshing. So I'm glad that they did that too, because and then the whole Michael Jordan thing.
That was actually like, I got visually and like physically excited. I was like, oh my, like they're bringing Michael Jordan? Hell yeah, best sequel ever. And then it was Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's funny. I'm like, I was let down, but then I understood it was pretty comical with that.
It was.
That's what I'll say about this movie. It was funny. Like, it had some genuine funny moments in it. The writing, as far as the jokes are concerned, were very good. This is, I mean, I don't know. My first critique of it is just one of those where it's like, look, man, I know LeBron has acted before, but he's the weakest link in this movie.
Yeah.
And even his son, which I don't know enough about him to know if that's really his son that was acting or if that was an actor or whatever. I didn't pay attention to the credits, but he was better than LeBron was.
Everybody was better than
now.
LeBron.
And here, let me say this too, is that, some people may get angry about this, but it's like, I'm not saying that the original Space Jam is a winner either. It's a giant commercial. It's made for kids. It was supposed to be this,
Michael Jordan was not a great actor.
No, just like, he's like, you guys are making a big mistake. Look at just how he, like, it was. There were a lot of moments where I'm like, I would go to like be mad about it, but then I'm like, Michael Jordan really couldn't act either in the first one, So I'm like, but the thing is that didn't matter. I remember being a kid and Space Jam was like my Avengers. Like that was like, so, but with that being said, I'm now an adult. You are doing something from my childhood. Tread lightly.
Yeah, and you better nail this. And I don't think they did.
I think that let me say this as far as just like the aesthetic and the visual of this film. I did not like the upgrade thing either, but it was only because of the fact that it's like it was like, cool, they're 3D now. Like or was that the way that they were able to actually take advantage of the game and like use all the abilities? I mean, like, I'm not going to get too deep on a Space Jam movie, but in the same hand, while I thought that the motivation for it was dumb, this film looks phenomenal.
That's why I say it looks good.
The server verse, like when there's the fact that I'm even saying these words, like it's like it's bananas, but the fact that the lighting on every physical character was phenomenal, and all the tunes and all of the characters, like especially the moment when they were introducing the Toon Squad and you saw all those like colored lights coming down and stuff. And like, it really reminded me of Guardians of the Galaxy. It was the way that James Gunn was like, if Rocket and Groot don't look good, I'm not making this movie. They need to look like they belong in this shot. So it's like when flashlights are hitting them, it's the same thing. You're seeing, you know, their shadows being casted and everything. This movie visually was phenomenal. I think that there's a couple of different scenes in this, which I do. Don't worry, I'm not going to be happy about CG throughout this whole talk, but the backgrounds and the extra characters, like seeing King Kong, like, you know, react to stuff and everything. Like I was like, I knew that we would see him in this because literally the joke was like, y'all, King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Like it was when Don Cheadle was shouting it. And what came to my mind was I was like, all right, let's go see the really crappy avatar. That is King Kong. Wow. And he's not happy.
Yeah.
Like it was just, there were moments in this where I was kind of like, I feel like a kid again. Like it's kind of cool. Like I kind of got lost in it. I was really, you know, deep into some parts of just enjoying it. But in the same hand, I don't know, like I had a good time. Like I genuinely had a good time. I will never watch this movie again. I have no reason to.
I won't either.
I don't even rewatch the first Space Jam. So like
I do every once in a while.
I don't know. It's just if anything, like if it's on TV, I'll stop because it's kind of like the universe has willed me to it, you know. But but no, I don't know, like. There was a lot I liked about this film, but it had more to do with probably how it was done.
That I think that's where I'm at, is that there were good parts, but for the most part, this movie is garbage. I'm sorry. Like it's just like you said, it's the visuals were really the only thing that did anything. And that was, and I knew they were going to bring it with that. That's why I'm so irritated with the fact that it started off with I don't know. I see what they were trying to do, but they should have just made it. They were 3D to begin with.
Yeah. I
didn't like that.
Either that or just stick to it. The fact that it's like, I don't know. That's kind of like a double-edged sword, no matter how you look at it, is that if they would have, you know, number one, you have to even decide that you're going to even make a sequel, which is a mistake this late.
Yeah.
But in the same hand is that when you're finally going to get to that point and you're like, okay, we have all of these original Looney Tunes and we're going to take their original designs, which they were very true to their design of everything. Even the actors and actresses that played, you know, all the voices and everything. Like I felt that they did a very good job. It's not, you know, the original actors and everything.
But
like
it's close.
That's something I can forgive. Like it's
close.
As much as I hate Rise of Skywalker, every scene that I get with Carrie Fisher in that movie is like gold. It's just because it's the last thing we have of her.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I get it where it's like, I can kind of push away my, you know, mentality of just like, this is dumb. It's more like, oh, it's Carrie. Like, or like, you know, it's like, oh man, it's like, this is the Looney Tunes. Like, it looks cool. I think that they could have either kept them all cartoon the whole time and people would have bitched. They made them CG and people are gonna bitch. I think that it's just with that, like, you're gonna have people that did like it, didn't like it, or whatever. Because I mean, I kind of dug it. I liked it a lot.
I preferred. I mean, that's what I'm saying is I preferred the CG look more, because if you're gonna do it, make it to where, I mean, they didn't have that when the original was made. I'm sure if they had the technology now, that's what it would have looked like.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna keep up with the times and do all of this and be relevant and self-aware in the movie, half of the movie, then go full 100% with it. That, I guess that was my problem with the two different looks. It was kind of distracting because
they feel like two different movies.
It did, because you had like the beginning where everybody was human, which, okay, that happens in the original, but then you had this like tune, but also with Don Cheadle and the son being real people in the 3D real world with it, while LeBron's over here doing it. Just didn't flow right, because it would cut back and forth.
Yeah, this movie was very jarring. The pacing was really weird. This is a 2-hour movie.
Yes,
And
that was the other thing. It
and
was
it
2
felt-
hours. Like that, kids, you don't like, guys. What are you doing?
This movie had way too much plot.
It was long,
it
like,
was-
and it felt long.
It's like, because think about this. Even when in the original Space Jam, we get to the basketball game fairly quickly. Like
How long is the original Space Jam?
I don't know. Like all I know is that the original Space Jam felt like it moved really fast. Moved really fast for me, and then this one just, I could tell it was dragging. I was kind of like, my God, like what else is there to do? Like, I mean, the game's not done, but
I mean, the game did seem. I mean, I know that that's like the main part, but it did have a lot of backstory. Yeah, an hour and 28 minutes was the original.
Yeah, so they added another.
That's what, like, guys.
20
that's
minutes,
that's a long movie for a kid. That's a long movie in general.
Yeah,
a kid's movie. What are you doing?
Yeah, that was kind of a bummer, because I was just like, dude, like, what could you possibly have to fill with 2 hours? It's Space Jam, dude. Just have fun.
They were trying to do too much, like, family oriented. The original. I don't mean to be like, no, screw family or anything, but it was
dumb.
It was just he needed to win to get home. It had nothing to do with saving your kid and having this whole backstory of why his kid's pissed at him and all this shit. Of course, he doesn't want to fucking play basketball, Dad. You know, I don't want to have to follow the greatest in the world. Like, dude, can we not do this story again? Because it's every movie.
I got to live in my father's shadow.
Yeah,
but I still rise above and become better, and if not equal with him. Like, it's just.
Can we just have it be like Michael Jordan, where it was like, oh, he's the greatest basketball player right now. Let's get him because we have to fight, the monsters.
Yeah.
Not get your kid back to have all this backstory. There was really not a whole lot of backstory other than a fire ass cast with Bill Murray.
Which actually I didn't even notice it, but in the original, when Michael Jordan asks him how he got there, he mentions some guy's name, and apparently it's the director because he's good friends with him.
Oh yeah,
because he's like, because they weren't able to get anybody else there, and the fact that he's like, it's just, the movie was so corny, but it was that 90s cornball. This movie tried to take itself so seriously.
It did.
Visually, it looked serious. It looked very cinematic. It looked like I wish more 2021 films looked like this movie did, with the color grading, with everything like that.
I could agree with that.
But this is kind of like a, I don't know, cheap plastic platinum looking card version of the original. And it's like, that's the only way that I can kind of articulate it, is that it does look amazing. It's got a killer soundtrack. The voice acting in it is phenomenal. It's just, we didn't need it. We did not need this movie. Like, it's like Han Solo. Nobody asked for a sequel. So unless if someone did, I don't know. But
I'm interested to see how this does.
Yeah.
As far as like we watched it on HBO.
Yeah, we did.
So we didn't have to go to the theater. So I don't know how that really affects like a box office opening weekend kind of thing. Like, can they count the strength? I don't know.
I think it might come down to almost like views and almost kind of, they may go about it more like how we do it on YouTube, where we look at, this is view, this is the view duration, this is the amount of clicks, this is this.
That's what I mean. Maybe, and plus ticket sales. So I don't know. Regardless, I'm interested to see how this does, because we do understand that this is a kid's movie, so please don't, like, at the same time.
Yeah.
It's okay,
still a movie.
There's all kinds of banging ass kids movies.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to take one of the more iconic kids movies and remake it or revamp or add to or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to bring it, even if the first one was a giant cornball. Be a giant cornball, but do it the way, like you said. Like,
I'd much rather they had committed to that.
Yeah. This, like you said, it seemed to be too serious. it was like it was really trying to be its own like thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's fucking Space Jam. It's Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck playing basketball with whose ever icon is the person that, you know, at that time for basketball.
Right.
That's just what the movie is. In 15 more years, if they make another one, or 20 more years, it's going to be whoever is on top of the world for basketball, and that's going to be who it is. Hopefully they do not.
Yeah, there's no reason to. I mean, this is what
what would you give it?
If I had to, okay, well, what do you want to rate this on? Because this can be as simple as watch it or don't watch it, or this can be out of 5 stars, or this can be something out of 10.
Maybe both.
I guess watch it, see what you think. I mean, because this movie is probably going to be recognized more for its compositing than anything else. And it's
Agreed.
Just, and I know I'm going about it in a very, technical way, but I don't know, like even giving it a rating, it's probably maybe a 6 or a 7 out of 10. Maybe.
Is that, are you giving it that high of a score because of the visuals?
Yeah, that's got a lot to do with it. Because I'll recognize talent where I see it. I won't diminish it. I mean, it's just like, kind of like people saying like, yeah, but it's like, it's like this person's a great cook, and it's like, yeah, Hitler could have been a great cook too. Doesn't make him a great human being.
Sure.
It's like, but he does make a killer Danish. Like, so it's like,
but bumps.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was funny. Actually, didn't even mean that. No, it's just, I have to recognize that. I do. Like, if I had to do it out of 10, I would say that it would I would say a solid 6, a 6 out of 10. And that would be just on the fact that I had something really cool to look at. I had something really wild to look at. I probably would play this movie, in the background on mute and just keep the CG scenes. Those could very well be a part of like a really powerful VFX reel of like just how they did things, and I could see that, but I don't need the movie. I don't need the characters. I don't need any of that.
I think I'm kind of with you as far as like, I might actually be interested in kind of like a behind the scenes, or like how they did it kind of thing. That would be interesting. I'm going to give this movie, I'm pushing 5, but I was leaning towards like 4.5, and it's because of the visuals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say oh man, like watch it, like I guess watch it like you said, but you're probably gonna feel the same way. Like once was enough.
Yeah, I mean, you may like it. I mean, who knows? But I mean,
I don't foresee a lot of people needing to own this movie.
No, this is not. This is definitely not an owner. This is wow, I got to experience this pop culture phenomenon that occurred, and I'm moving on.
I would say if you know somebody with HBO, ask them to use the login or go watch it with them. Don't buy the ticket. I'm serious. That's how I feel about it. Again, sorry, LeBron, if you like see this for some fucked up reason. It really didn't have it. It wasn't just him.
Yeah.
It really wasn't. It wasn't the fact that I just don't really care for him to begin with, and that's just my personal opinion. Mm-hmm. It could have been any other athlete that they chose.
This movie only exists because of the sport. Almost said the sport football, the sport basketball. This movie only exists because of football. Yeah, but no, it's just they chose the next person in line, as you said, and it just I don't know. It's stop making sequels this late. Just give us honestly.
If you're not a horror movie, stop making sequels this late. It doesn't work.
Not everybody on this planet can be James Cameron and James Wan. Both are James. Interesting. But James Cameron gave us Terminator 2. One of the best sequels, if not arguably the best sequel ever created. Because it did everything better than the first film, had more stakes, had a deeper plot to it. We got to see so many different things we didn't get to see before.
I had to rewatch it.
James Wan gave us Insidious Chapter 2. And it was done in such a way where when you watch the entire film, I remember sitting with Sammy in the theater being like, this is amazing. Like everything they did made sense, and everything that they did in the second one was better. And it's just like, so I know that's not your cup of tea, but it was like on the sequel aspect of things. Like this movie doesn't come anywhere close. It does not. Like, if you're going to make a sequel, it should be worth my time, because you took the time to create something that you believed passionately in.
This money.
I understand this is not like Disney buying Star Wars for $4 billion and wasting it the way that they did, because that's an executive decision that should be taken up the ranks until whoever's responsible is let go for making that decision. I don't think that it's quite to this severity, but damn, dude, it's bad. Like there was no reason to sink this much money into a sequel that literally does not add anything to the original.
No,
it does not. Like, that's why I got so excited with Michael Jordan, because I was like, holy shit, he's actually here. Wouldn't that be so killer if he was the one that came in and they took the focus off of LeBron? It would be like something nobody would be expecting. Like, I mean, who knows?
He ain't gonna allow that.
Yeah, but it like, to me, that would be something selfless. But I don't know. This movie is just, it's kind of nothing. Like, it's kind of just, it just is. It was kind of like, all right,
yeah,
cool.
it happened.
It looks really cool, guys. Like, it looks cool.
Yeah, it happened. That was about all we could say about it. It's this.
I'm mad that it sucked.
Yeah,
I'm mad that
I am too, because I went in.
I wanted to like it. Like, I genuinely did. I'm like, I want to be like, no, guys, this is actually really, really cool.
I wanted to eat crow on this because I knew that I would, and so
I did enjoy it, but I didn't. Like,
that's what's so
every
hard.
time I open up one door, I'm always I'm like I enjoyed it, but this was so dumb. Like, the acting was this, it was that. Like, it's just like, but no, man, those things looked cool, man. That basketball game was killer. Like, Wile E. Coyote getting involved with the multiple, the duplicator, and the fact that it like spawned more of him and like kept like hurting him. Like, oh god, it was hilarious. Like, there the Saturday Night Live sketch thing that Jeremy Johns was talking about, he's like, it did feel like a lot of SNL sketches like repeated after each other. I did kind of feel exhausted from that, but in the same hand, they were funny. Like, this movie will make you laugh.
It had funny moments. Yeah,
I laughed out loud many times. There was a couple of times I was like, that was cool. Like, it was just like, it was like, I again would feel myself opening up. Like, come on, I'm a kid, and then it would just go away. But like, it was this fluctuation thing. Like, it was really weird.
I think they should have left it alone.
Yeah,
this was just something that they didn't need to do. It was a weird, probably cash grab, thinking that it was gonna, the amount of money they had to have sunk into this because of all of the visual things that you see.
This movie is mesmerizingly intense with the amount that's in this, because there was a couple of times
literally
you were naming characters.
Every single Warner Brothers anything related showed up.
Yeah.
And the first big name or like name drop was when LeBron came through and literally dropped to the ground and made the Nike symbol.
Oh god, yeah, that was a moment
that was clever.
That was really funny.
That was clever.
A part of me looked at that and went, plug. Like, they needed that money, you know. So, but in the same hand, it's like, no, it makes sense. Like, he's a tune.
Well, and that's also what Space Jam was. It was a giant ad.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I mean, but that.
Yeah.
That being said, they had to have spent so much money, man, and I just don't see it paying off.
No, it doesn't. Jackass 3D paid off more than this.
Oh, for sure.
Like it's just, I remember going to see that movie and knowing that, okay, Jackass is a low budget, you know, just they use camcorders. That's all of the first two Jackasses were. They had some professional, you know, people there for certain scenes when it was necessary, but for majority of the time, it was just their camera guy that they've had like for however long, and like they keep a very small skeleton crew. Jackass 3D was done with very intense, high quality 3D cameras to have dildos flying at you,
Yeah.
and like, you know, like when Bam like puts his
That was
hand out,
funny.
like it's the movie was genius because it didn't take itself seriously, and they're jackasses. They know how to make everything more intense, and you know, it's everything that, you know, made that great. This film does not have that charm, and I'm not comparing a children's film to something that's very adult.
No.
but in the same hand, it's that it's just it. You should be able to, in your own genre, capture that if it's possible. And
Yep.
guess what? If you can't capture lightning in the bottle, again, don't do it. Create
Yeah.
some new lightning.
I think that they had a big miss, and this was a very big disappointment. I mean, I already knew it was gonna be, but I really thought maybe, and I could not get myself to enjoy the film the way I should have.
Yeah.
Again, like you said, there was funny moments,
Yeah.
and it was visually good looking for most of it. But yeah, there was a lot that just irritated me. And honestly, it's one of those, you know what, guys? Yeah, you should watch it and go see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we're the assholes. I don't know. I don't know.
We'll be the only two on the internet that are like, this movie
Well,
was kind of dumb.
we
I don't
might
know,
be
like-
famous for that then.
But no, I wanted to enjoy it. I wanted to just see what Warner Brothers had up their sleeve. Like, it's like, look, it's like if you're going to do a new thing this far into the future, you have to deliver. Like, it's that is a very, very scary, dangerous thing to do as a company, is that it's like, you know, they probably looked at that and was like,
Oh, we can do that.
We can write that in a weekend. Yeah, I could fucking
I can
tell.
tell.
Yeah, and it shows. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like,
Yep, you pumped out a
and-
script in 4 days and then had 3 years to get it put together
And-
because of all the CG.
I don't know. Like, it just, I don't understand how writing is so repetitive on such an apex predator level of entertainment. Like, it's not just Space Jam. It's with, you know, so many things. It's like, I mean, even Spiral had it where it's like he's like, I'm not getting no new partner. And he's like, I'm not babysitting no rook. It's like, I've seen this buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
There's been 14. Give me something new.
Yep.
Give me something new.
And that's what it was, just like, man, this plot, and it's what made it extra long.
Yeah.
Was
This movie
gushy-
did not need a plot.
This gushy family plot part. So yeah, all in all, I did not care for it. It was, again, LeBron aside, not good.
Yeah.
Just not good.
I did not enjoy it, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
And
I get it.
it's hard, but it's very rare that I even count films as lower than 7 because I watch films that I enjoy. And
Yep.
this was kind of a first for me to be like, all right, I'm going in.
Yeah.
What do we got? And
it was not good.
but nevertheless, guys, this was a extra video in the week. This
Sorry
will
if
be-
you think we're dicks, but that I don't know. Like we tell the truth.
I mean, hey,
So-
I can tell you right now, there's movies that I absolutely love that I've seen people just rip apart, you know? So it's like this, it's just, art is very subjective. It's just, it's all about, you know, it's like, look, your taste is going to take everything, you know, and it's like with what you enjoy and you don't enjoy, man, those flavors will stick. So nevertheless, though, we appreciate you guys watching. If you guys have enjoyed this movie review, and if you want to see more movie reviews or of any kind of topics or anything else that you want to see on this channel, make sure that you comment below,
Right down
review,
there.
subscribe, hit the notification bell, that way you never miss an upload. And if you enjoy the radio show better, go ahead and head over to Spotify and follow us there, that way you never miss an episode on that aspect of things. So we appreciate you guys, and next time hopefully we
Cheers.
watch a better movie with just as good visuals.
Yeah.
So adios.
Deuces.